People who live in Lexington's Winburn neighborhood have been alerted by law enforcement that a sex offender convicted of first-degree rape has moved in.
Some neighbors are concerned. This new resident now lives relatively close to a school, Head Start Prep Academy, and Martin Luther King Park. Photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw and Samantha Valentino investigate how this is legal in our top story at 5:30.
How is a sex offender able to live relatively close to where children would play? Sheriff Kathy Witt tells us this goes back to a state law implemented in 2006. That law prohibits sex offenders from living 1,000 feet of playgrounds, daycares, and schools. However, in 2009,
there was a convicted sex offender in northern Kentucky with the last name of Baker. He filed suit and he said, "This is punitive. This should not be retroactive. I committed my offense before this law was passed. I should not be bound by a law that was passed after I committed my offense." And the courts ruled in his favor.
The man who recently moved to Winburn committed his crime back in 1992. Because the offense happened before the 2006 law went into play, the rule does not apply to him. One neighbor we talked to doesn't agree.
A sex offender is a sex offender, regardless of when it happened, where it happened.
Winburn Middle School is in the neighborhood. Some people we spoke to are concerned for the number of children walking up and down these sidewalks.
We all got to be on our P's and Q's when it comes to these kids out here playing, because we don't know who he is, where he is, and who's to say he might try this again.
Community Action Council has a Head Start Prep Academy in the area.
But when it comes down to what Community Action does, we have to follow the law. And if that law allows him to live there, regardless, I feel like we have the protections in place to make sure that our children are safe.
Executive Director Sharon Price says in the past year, before the offender moved in, this Winburn facility put up additional fencing as well as bulletproof glass. There are also layers of security to get through the front door. One neighbor hopes law enforcement will do its job to keep the neighborhood safe.
We don't need nobody coming out here thinking they're going to snatch one.
In Lexington, with photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.